Okay, hello everyone. Today you're going to learn something quite amazing. We're going to do the introduction to emotions, communication, and other bodies. Which other bodies do you think we are talking about? Your husband, I hope. Yes. Yes. Entities, yes. So you will see that you control unknowingly more than one body, more than one body. But we'll get to that. Let's start. Let's start. Agreements. No videos, no recording, nothing. Nothing I say today is true unless, of course, it is true for you. Don't let me move from point A to point B before you understand point A. I don't need you to agree. I need you to understand. Nothing I teach is truly new. It was always known to you. You have to know that no one has a monopoly on knowledge. The only thing you can learn is what you already know, which means learning is a process of removing lies, not adding data. So if this is you, and I tell you something, you look into what you already know, you look at your mind, and if you find agreements, which mean you already know it, you come and you're telling me yes, and if not, you say no, which mean you already know. Does it make sense to you? Yes. Excellent. Okay. You already know. It's really amazing. Don't let me move from point A to point B. Oops, that's duplication. This webinar has been designed to get you to look and discover truth that is hidden by mountains of fake realities. And hence, the prerequisite for understanding the material is a willingness to re-examine what you currently consider as fact. Are you with me? So you've got you, this is you, this is you, and this is everything that happened in your past. And you think that you are here, this is present, this you think that this is now, yes? And you think that you are here. But actually, all these things, all your past hide you from you. Are you with me? Do you get the concept, yes? So you've got mountains of fake realities, mountains of past, mountain of things that just turn on and act upon you. And you'll see that when you act based on your past, you never get the expected results. You get the temporary results. And most of the time, you get bad results. This is quite fascinating. The more you act based on your past, the more you use your experience, the worse you get. So far, so good? Okay. All I teach is simple since the end result of complication is unworkability. If something is complicated, it will not work. And most importantly, you are not a spectator in the class. You are a participant, a partaker. You will get results only if you participate, which I see that you're doing very well. So far, so good. Everyone with me on these agreements? Perfect. Yes, you're participating. Amazing. Thank you. And I have a warning for you, okay? I have a warning before we start, okay? This is really important that you get that warning, okay? This universe is a tough universe. And even the lions have hard times surviving this game. And hence, my classes are for the brave, for the tough ones, for those who want result, for those that are willing to do what it takes, not what is possible from their viewpoint. So I'm going to ask you to do things like have a look at things that are different, putting you in a position that is not always comfortable, but that's the only way for you to raise above this physical universe. So far, so good? Yes. Perfect. Good. So let's start. There is a disease that destroys life, groups, and all other forms of lives. If you don't fully understand it, you will not only fail to reach your true potential, but you will also destroy the lives of those around you. So there's a disease that's destroying not only your life, but the life of others. For eons, this disease has been concealed from you by hidden forces. Most people never even learn its name. And it is killing them no less. For as long as it remains hidden from their view, they never make it and never will. Now let's discover it. Okay. What do the following people and businesses have in common? What do you think? Tell me as many things that you think that those people and businesses have in common. Einstein, Google, Facebook, Madonna, Lionel Messi, Donald Trump, Jerry Seinfeld, Bill Gates, and Michael Jordan. What do you think? They're very well known, yes. A lot of communication, very level of willingness. They excel in what they do. They're expert. Seinfeld is a very famous comedian. Almost everyone knows about them, yes. Successful, yes. Influence a lot of people. Very big reach. Self-will, loved by many. They succeed in making money, consistent, dedication, willing to succeed, willingness. So do you think that Bill Gates have the same willingness as Google? Google is a company. They're unique, okay? But Google is not unique. There's other people that are doing similar things. Messi is not unique. He has unique qualities, but some people will say that that there are people that are more unique than him. The owl broke what we know to be possible. Okay, good. Let's have a look. What you have said is correct. Wealth, yes. What you have said is correct. But there is a more basic, more fundamental factor that defines the success of lives, groups, and all other forms of life. Organization, yes. What is it? What is the single factor, one thing that defines the success of lives, groups, and all other forms of lives? And determine how much you have now and how much you will have in the future. Willingness, yes. Help, willingness. Organization, yes. Communication. How many people you help and exchange? Yes. Uptone, yes. Have the same end result? Yes. Production, unity, ethics, very good. What is the single element, the tool that determines the degree of success of the management of your business? What is the single element, the tool? What is the tool? Mental state, yes. That determines, this tool determines, yes, Tressa, yes. Curtis, yes. Statistic, organization. Candice, very good. Emmanuel, love, willingness, yes. Viewpoint, effort, very good. Excellent. What is the single element, the tool that determines the degree of success or of the quality of your product or service? What determines it? Care, money, your employees' performance. What determines the single element, the thing that determines the degree of success of your employees' performance? How well it is defined, yes. Has to be care, buy-in, knowledge, ethics, willingness, understanding. Your mood. What defines your mood? Affinity. Happiness, yeah. Control. What is the one thing? Emotional tone, choice, the spirit, you, state of mind, yes. The viewpoint, that's correct. Decisions, yes. The tone, okay. What is the number of new customers? What's define how many new customers you will have? It's the same thing for the management of the business, the quality of your product, the employee's performance, your mood, how many new customers you have, the frequency of returning customers, your workload. What define your workload? Communication out, communication, very good. What define your workload? What do you think define your workload? How big your space is, yes. Your consideration, ending open cycles. What define the profits in your bank account? Demand, yes. What truly separate the rich from the poor? And the rich not only in money, the rich in love, the rich in everything. Knowledge, GPS, viewpoint, willingness. Very good. Actually, very, very, very good. You have very, very good answers. From everything that you say, I want you to choose one thing. Write to me one thing that you are sure answer all those questions. The one common denominator that answer all those questions. Viewpoint, certainty, communication, yes. Okay. Viewpoint, me. Uptone, communication, the quality of communication. Out, control, viewpoint, creation, willingness, knowingness, understanding, consideration, knowledge, willingness. Very good, communication. Okay, the key to life. In every life and every being, in every group and every form of life, there is one deciding factor. For the ceiling of success, it defines who will be rich, who will be poor, and who will stand in between. It is and only one thing, it is only communication. Only. Only communication. Only communication. And we will understand within a second why, and we will understand what communication actually means. Because some of you may know the formula of the communication, but what is communication? What is communication? Okay. So let's have a look. I want you to recall a time when you decided it was best not to communicate. Just tell me that you have it. You got it? Yes. Okay, excellent. What was the result? Bad. Destroyed relationship, yes. What was the result? When I said not communicate, it means that the communication did not achieve its purpose. Not good at all. Now, how can you not communicate? Of course, you can just withhold the communication, but you can also communicate in a way that the other person will not understand. That's also, you decide that it's best not to communicate. You get that? If the other person did not understand you, you decided not to communicate. Why? Because if this is I, and I communicate to you, if you did not get it, if you did not understand, I did not communicate. It's never the problem of the receiver. How do you not communicating? Talking too much, talking too little, not being there, being too soft, being too strong. There are there are actually 57 ways to break communication. If the other person did not 100% got you, understand you fully, that he want to kiss you, you did not communicate. It's never the receiver. It's never the receiver. So far, so good? So if you blame your wife that she didn't understand you, it's an exception, of course, if it is your wife. But but me and you know that it's actually you. Yes, it's always you. Let's have a look. What is communication? What is communication? What is communication? Not what's the formula of communication. What is communication? You indication, a tool to bring duplication, okay? Good tool, broken tool, exchange of ideas. So if I exchange idea, did I actually duplicate? I can give you a punch and you didn't really understand what I mean. Bring about duplication of an idea plus intention in the other side. So I brought about duplication, but is that a communication? If I just brought duplication and with any intention, fully understand the other side, person who understand what you say. So, but the communication is something that comes from me to you. This is communication. This is listening. You understand that communication is one-sided. This is I and this is you. When I send, I communicate and you listen. And when you send, you communicate and I listen. There is not two-way communication, really. Transfer of idea to full duplication. Taking full responsibility to ensure the other person fully duplicate what you send because good. So I want to give you a little bit of a different viewpoint on communication, okay? Because communication is everything, and if you don't really understand what it is, you will not be able to communicate. Okay? So the first part of the definition, here it is. It is the ability to see the other person's viewpoint in regard to ideas, being, objects, and forms. So the first part of communication, before you actually begin, the first thing is I must see what's going on in this person universe. If you hate people that speaks with accent and I don't know it, I will not handle it. So there will be no communication. So the first part of communication is the ability to see the other person's viewpoint. If you don't learn how to duplicate exactly the viewpoint of another person, if you cannot see their mind, if you cannot see the pictures, you're actually not going to be able to communicate. If I cannot see your pictures, I cannot communicate with you. Are you with me so far? So the first thing you need to learn, in order to communicate is how do I get what's going on in this person universe? Otherwise, there's no communication. The second part of the definition, yes, I agree, it's totally mind-blowing. It is, and to use it to bring about an ever-growing agreement with the other side. Once I have what you have, I need to be able to experience anything. You think that Jews are dirty, I need to totally be able to take it. And before going and taking a shower, I need to operate from that viewpoint to bring an agreement with you about how dirty the Jews are. Are you with me? Good, Candice. So if I did not, first of all, duplicate your viewpoint, and if I cannot experience it, which means I did not duplicate it because I will resist it, I will not be able to create any agreement with you. And if I can create agreement with you, there is something quite amazing. By default, in the physical universe, two people are fighting each other. That's by default. Two different viewpoints, lack of agreement. Your job is to take that, this is I and this is you. My job is to take your resistance and agree with you 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 and agree with you, so you agree with me. You agree with me only because I agreed with you. Now you notice I didn't say that I changed my mind at all. This is totally counterintuitive. That's why I say that you don't fix people by finding what's wrong with them. What's wrong with them bring about a break in agreement, yes? You fix people by finding what's right with them. How? I agree with you. And I agree with you. I see, because every time that I agree with you, once, there is no more resistance. So there is a new viewpoint. I now can move it. Once we both agree, there is no plus and minus, finish. There is no resistance, there is no continuation. Are you with me? Look, if you're telling me, look, this is I and this is you, and you're telling me this is expensive, and I tell you it's extremely expensive, immediately you and me going on the same direction. You don't go against me anymore. Now, because you're going with me on the same direction, I can change the direction a little bit, and you will come with me. And when you come with me, there is no resistance, so there is no continuation. To have continuation, you need plus and minus. Yeah, you have to be able to experience anything. They say you are a dirty Jew. Wow, amazing. Thank you for telling me. I agree with you. I can see your viewpoint. Why do I agree with you? Because the first part of the formula, of the communication formula, is I see your viewpoint. If I actually see your viewpoint, it will be mine. Are you with me? It will be mine. Otherwise, I don't see your viewpoint. What the usual people saying, I don't agree to that, and 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 they forgot that they have anything they agreed upon. But in order to have don't agree, you must have before agree. Plus come before minus. Are you with me? Do you understand? So the first part of the definition is, it is the ability to see the other person's viewpoint in regards to ideas, being, objects, and form. At that moment, I become him. Why? Because I am my viewpoint on others. I am my viewpoints on others. Who are you? You are your viewpoints on others. I know it's not easy, but it's the truth. So it is the ability to see the other person's viewpoint, which go immediately into this basic law that in order to succeed, you need two things, number one and number two. Number one is you need to be able to experience anything. So he thinks I'm dirty Jew. I see him. I also think I'm dirty Jew. But what does it mean to be powerful? To think I'm dirty Jew and clean Jew and yellow Jew and brown Jew and white Jew and whatever, and never lie. I can have any viewpoint in the universe, because what does it mean? If this is all the viewpoints in the universe, each line is a viewpoint, 8 billion viewpoints, and I have only one viewpoint. Jews are clean. I'm useless. I need to be able to have all the viewpoints. And the more of the viewpoints I have, the more I become. And what I become, I can create. Are you with me? If I don't have the viewpoint of the most genius person and the most stupid person in the universe, the stupid people, which have much more experience than me on the subject, will win. On the subject of stupidity, yes? Are you with me? It's really, really, really fascinating. You take anything. So you take if this is life, okay, and imagine that this is all the viewpoints in life. 1, 2, pam, 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 pam. Okay. Now I have one viewpoint. This is my viewpoint, and I think that I'm right. Okay. You understand that I have a very, 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 very narrow viewpoint. I don't see 99% of what's going on. But if I can have this viewpoint and that, 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 what do I get? Knowledge that result in responsibility, that result in control. You want control, you need more viewpoints. Why control? Because control equals income. So regardless if you are clean Jew or dirty Jew, you definitely want control because you want income. Which means that basically all spirits are Jewish because they all want income. So far, so good. I'm just joking, of course, yes? This connection is quite amazing. So it is the ability to see other person's viewpoint in regards to ideas, beings, objects, and form, and use it to bring about an ever-growing agreement with the other side that result in the continuous elimination of barriers. Because if I agree with you, there's no barriers as far as we're concerned. Are you with me? So we use communication for one thing, to turn the other person's viewpoint. So he is with us. And if the person do not admire you, will die for you, will do anything for you, you don't know how to communicate. And Google and Bill Gates and whoever is successful has this ability to bring the majority to be on their viewpoint. And those people that get divorced, very good at arguing. Are you with me? Now, if you don't have this definition, you don't know what communication is. We remove barriers and not achieve happiness. Happiness is actually the overcoming of barriers. So when in the action of removing the barriers is the happiness. Once the barriers has been removed, there's no happiness. Is the ability other communicate? Is the ability other communicate native? Yes, right. I don't understand what is the ability other communicate native. I don't understand the English. To communicate. The ability is not native. The ability, the native thing for a person in the physical universe, for the physical universe, is not to communicate. For every plus, there is minus. Plus and plus reject each other. In the physical universe, plus and plus reject each other. So you will be drawn into the opposite. You will fight, you will argue, you will not agree, you will love to not agree, although it kills you. So you need to grow above that because the spirit, for the spiritual universe, so it goes like that. In the physical universe, plus and minus attract each other, and plus detract each other. In the spiritual universe, plus and minus detract each other, and plus, that was supposed to be plus, attract each other. Are you with me? So what you get is that it is the ability to see other person's viewpoint in regards to idea, beings, object, and forms, and to use it to bring about an ever-growing agreement with the other side that results in the continuous elimination of barriers and ever-growing life. So if your life is, if you don't have more life, if you don't have more energy, if you don't have more excitement, if you don't feel like a baby every day, you don't know how to communicate. If you don't have money, you don't know how to communicate. Who will sell better, an amazing communicator or a person that hides behind the stone? Person that can communicate. Exactly. In other words, communication is a demonstration of how brilliant one is at bestowing life into things. Because if I make you stop resisting, I actually put you into motion and I gave you life. Beyond wow. I agree. Now, if you don't know how to communicate and almost no one know, what will happen is you will have a life that you're trying to achieve something. Let's say that this is what you're trying to achieve, and this mountain can be a hill, very, very, very low, but you don't know how to communicate, so you don't even able to communicate with the mountain that you try to achieve because it's not selective. If you cannot communicate, it's not that you cannot communicate with your wife and you can communicate with your knee. No, if you cannot communicate, you cannot communicate. End of story. Are you with me? So why don't you achieve your purposes? Why don't you make money? Why don't you become rich? It's extremely simple because you never realize that communication has to do with, first of all, understanding the other person's viewpoint, becoming the other person's viewpoint. You have that viewpoint, so you can bring about an agreement. So he is helping you and everyone else helping you. Everyone is all of a sudden conspiring to help you. And by that, you eliminate the barriers and you create an ever-growing life. What does it mean, ever-growing life? Life is motion. When I push against you, there is no motion. It is free. If you don't learn it, you will never make money. You will never make success. You'll never be healthy. You'll never be happy. Nothing, nothing, nothing. So there is nothing more important to actually understand how to communicate. And the amazing thing is that no one knows how. Even those that think that they do, because you could never define it even. Never mind use it. This is huge, yes. Now, what is the problem with communication? We don't know how, yes. Both sides want to be heard, yes, willingness. I do not have an answer, yes, very smart. Not looking at the other viewpoint, yes. Blocking it, yes, yes. It's all correct, but there's only one problem with communication. It is not selective. You cannot cut, obstruct, or hide communication in one area of your life without cutting, obstructing, or hiding communication in other areas of your life. You cannot have an upset with your mother, but not with your husband. The moment that you go cuckoo, you're cuckoo. It's not selective. You cannot say, okay, I'm cuckoo only in this area. Understand? I need to communicate. I get confused when I'm supposed to agree with others' viewpoint to the point where I bring it. Yes, the problem is that you don't actually know how to communicate. 57 pieces that missing. No one taught you how to communicate. Like no one taught you how to be a mother. No one taught you how to raise children. No one taught you many things, and everyone kind of hoped that they will know how, but you don't know how, so your life is not as good as it should be. This is really why we're doing this Cape Town seminar, yes? No one knows how to communicate. No one. It's very sad. And when you have someone that is really good communicator, you'll see it's like the world bow to him. Are you with me? He looks different. When he knows how to communicate, he always also look good. Even if he looks independently bad, once he start to communicate, you're like, whoa, I really love his accent. I really love the way that he looks. Are you with me? You fall in love with the communicator. And since communication is a demonstration of how brilliant one is at bestowing life into things, you cannot cut, obstruct, or hide life in one area of your life without cutting, obstructing, or hiding life in other areas of your life. So if you cut communication, you kill your own life. If you don't know how to communicate, you actually committing suicide. Look closely. Okay, look closely. Every place in your life that is not thriving is a place where communication stops flowing. Let's have a look. What does it mean communication stop flowing? Instead of you and your employee going at the same direction, you've got you and you've got your employee. Instead of you and your wife going at the same direction, one is it's not going at the same direction. Yes, instead of you and your client pushing at the same direction against the correct enemy, what you do when you go against someone, against another being, you select the incorrect enemy. You have continuously the incorrect enemy. The enemy is never the other person. The enemy is those things that cause the other person to immediately resist you, although you can save his life. You habitually select the incorrect enemy, the wrong enemy. And that's what insanity is all about. Quite amazing. Incorrect enemy. Every stagnation was once a silence. If your relationship do not improve, it started with a broken communication. Stagnation is something that do not continue, that stay the same. Rotten. Every collapse began as a withdrawal. You first decide to hide. You first decide to lie. You first decide not to communicate. And then there is a collapse. It's really heartbreaking because it's so easy to fix it and to grow and to be rich and to be powerful and happy and create endless abundance for you, your family, your friends, your country. It takes only one thing, communicate. But you go and you tell someone, I'm going to do a seminar about communication, and they say, it's like I'm going to give you an injection that make you alive forever, because this not apply only to one lifetime. And they say, I'm busy. I don't have money. I don't have time. I have an important meeting. My kids have a show. I'm not exaggerating. You will not have kids if you don't learn how to communicate. Because you have only what you can communicate with. You will not have money because you cannot communicate with money. So what are you saving? The question is not to be or not to be. The question is to communicate or not to communicate. And unfortunately, you always select not. How? It's not that you're not talking. You're shouting, you are hiding, you are afraid, you are even enthusiastic. It's still cutting communication. You're at apathy, you're at anger, you're at antagonism. Any one of those things is method of cutting communication. All your emotions are just method of cutting communication. Yes. So the law is he who chooses not to communicate chooses to fail. The only reason you fail is because you don't communicate. The only reason you succeed is because you are communicating. Why is enthusiasm cutting? Because it's not duplication. It's better than zero. How is emotion? If I come to someone and I'm afraid of him, so I'm not actually in communication with him. If I'm angry at him, I'm not in communication with him. If I'm in conservatism, I'm not in a communication with him. And if I'm in enthusiasm and he's dead, I'm not in communication with him. Or if he's in games and I'm in enthusiasm, I'm not in communication with him. So he who chooses not to communicate chooses to fail. He fades. He dies. And everybody, a body of knowledge, so I'm talking about not everybody, but everybody, like a body of knowledge, a living organization, a human body of flesh and bone dies for one reason only. Only one reason. It dies because communication with it was cut. If your heart is not functioning, you cut your communication with your heart. Yes, if you can take your emotion, you are not in communication with them, not yet. Not yet. It dies because communication with it was cut. Are you with me? If I block the flow of blood to your arm will create gingers and eventually it will fall, yes? Are you with me? Why? The communication was cut. If a language stop to be spoken, it will die. Life speaks. Life moves. Life reaches. And when communication ends, life follows. Life ends. It's really unbelievable. It's really unbelievable. You with me? Okay. Let's have a look again. Recall a time when you decided it was best not to communicate. And now I want you to look. Recall a time you decided it's best not to communicate. No, it's not time to promote yet. Oh, I don't want to put too many things on Facebook. Or I just don't want to tell him he will get hurt. Or whatever the excuse is, but you decided not to communicate. What was the result? What was the result? That exactly. What was the result? By the way, if you didn't notice something, it's still you didn't communicate. Continued misunderstanding, yes. Stuck in the past, yes. Not great at all. Yes. Yes. Yes, it's more. If you communicate with something, you understand that if you fully communicate with something, if me and you are exactly at the same direction, what actually mean is that we have love, which means we're sharing the same space for no reason at all. And that's why love remove barriers. Are you with me? So in a universe of barriers, like this universe is a universe of barriers, there's a lot of barriers. So love become very important. In a universe, like if you go to space, when there is no barriers at all, they're looking for something to hate. Because hate creates barriers. Are you with me? So the physical universe try to convince you that the barriers are important. So it puts its attention, it puts its attention, make sure that your attention goes onto the barriers. So you always push against. And when you start to behave like an object, resist. Object resist. Being agree. So you start to behave like an object when you resist. When you find what's wrong with your husband, you act like an object. Object resist. Life flow. The same direction. You with me? He fails, he fades, and always eventually he dies. What if we don't want to extend communication to an area of life or a specific person? Why is they automatically a destructive thing? Sometimes no communication seems to lead to peace. Yes, because if you are not in communication with something, you lose control over it. So maybe not this lifetime. So it's like drugs. You take drugs and for a short while you feel great, but it will kill you. So, okay, fine. So you don't communicate with him now. He will come back. You will go back to him because you have to be right. Are you with me? Quite amazing. So now you know that we have start, change, and stop, which is be, do, and have. Okay? Everyone knows that? Yes. Excellent. So I want to ask you a question. Is communication a beingness, a doingness, or havingness? All. Beingness, okay. Doingness, have, doing, being, having. I'll ask it to you in a different question. Is communication something you are, something you do, or something you have? It's the same question, yes? Okay. Communication is a doingness. It's an action. You take a particle, this is me, and this is you, and this is the communication line, and I take a particle and I move it on the communication line. It's a doingness, it's an action. Okay, so far so good? So communication is an action. It is a doingness. Life itself is the manifestation of your actions. And so communication, and only communication, defines how much you have and how much you will have. Because the result of communication, the result of this doingness is what you have. Yeah, you need to be, but beingness is not communication. If it was beingness, so then there is not doingness and no havingness because you have to be. But I ask what is communication, not what is beingness and what is havingness. So the beingness will be the affinity and the havingness will be the reality. Don't you do certain things to have calm? No. When you do, it's communication. When I move the chair, I push the chair, there is a communication. The end result, what you have is not a communication, is what you have, what is the thing that you have communication, that you're in communication with. So I have the chair, I have a thought, I have a mind, I have something, I have a car. So far, so good? Now, don't feel bad because you've been educated not to know what communication is. You must not know. Everything is set up in this universe to convince you that you cannot communicate. You cannot communicate because there's a door, and behind the door, there's something that you cannot communicate with. But it's not true. You can. Are you with me? You just need to realize that you need to learn how to communicate. Not through your body. Not through your body. The body is used, the moment that you have a body, the moment that you work with the body, you have one viewpoint. Get that. For as long as you use the body as the relationship point, you have one viewpoint. You cannot change it. You need to be out of your body in order to have more than one viewpoint. It's quite amazing. So I'm talking about communication where prerequisite is this is you, or this is your body, and this is the other person's body. The first thing you need to be able to do is to see what's going on in his mind, what is his viewpoint. This cannot be done while you are inside the body. You have to be exterior to the body so you can see that, because that person don't look at his body as it is right now. He look at his body from the outside. The spirit look at the picture, give a command to the brain, and the brain send messages through the nervous system and the glands into the body. Are you with me? So in order to teach you how to communicate, I must teach you how to go exterior to your body. Because otherwise, how will you see the pictures? And you cannot go out of your body before something very specific happen. Very specific. So communication, and only communication, defines how much you will have, how much you have and how much you will have, how much money, how much health, how much love, how much hate, how much resentment, how much pain, how much gain, how much time, how much everything, everything, everything defined by communication. If you are sick, you are not in communication with that area of the body because you are in effect. So obviously you are not in communication because you don't bring about the expected result. Are you with me? Life is quite simple. All you have to do to have anything you want and to no longer have anything you don't want, which too is to is to communicate. That's all you have to do, communicate. But you habitually choose not to communicate. When you find what's wrong, you chose not to communicate. Are you with me? When you are critical, you chose not to communicate. Why? Because you didn't get the other person's viewpoint. You think that he is wrong, so you don't take it. Yes, totally amazing. It is easy. What you're doing right now is difficult. Who do you think has an easier life? Bill Gates or you? Messi or you? Michael Jordan or you? But he didn't communicate. Epstein files is all the thing that he didn't communicate. Do you understand? So do you agree? Do you agree? You know the other person is wrong, does it still? Yeah, if you know that the other person is wrong, you will still not fix him by telling him that he's wrong. You need to communicate because he thinks he's right. Okay. So let me ask you a question. Why would anyone ever reduce or even stop the communication? If it is so easy, so simple, so easy to explain, all you have to do is communicate and you will become amazing. Why do anyone stop the communication? Don't you think something is missing? It's too simple. Just communicate. What's the problem? So why will anyone stop communication? Fear, yes. Yes, for sure. Fear, you don't know. Yes. Yes. Withhold, sin, misunderstanding word. Yes. Thinking. It is so simple, but why are we stopping it? Yes. Yes, I'm hiding something. Yes. Okay. So a few things. Take what you wrote. Take what you wrote. And it will help you a lot because this is not the reason. How do I know? Because if it was the reason, you will be super communicator. It will solve the problem, yes? But it will help you because you have one less option to look at. Are you with me? Does it make sense? Total sense. Okay, good. No, okay, let me explain. If this is a problem and you have the real reason for the problem will disappear, yes? It will grow down and down and down. Agree or not? Yes or not? So if you're telling me the reason I am not communicating is because blah, 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 and the problem did not disappear, you didn't become a billionaire tomorrow, a millionaire, or you didn't live a better life tomorrow, your life did not improve and improve and improve, it is not the actual reason. Fear is not logical or not logical. Actually, no emotion is logical. Fear is just an unwillingness to communicate. Fear is just one emotion. Sins, okay, so wonderful. So you have a sin, but everyone committing a sin. So and everyone cannot stop the sin. So how do I communicate? Are you with me? There need to be something more basic. There's something more basic. So what we have here a problem of communication. Okay, this is the problem. And we need to find why it happens in order to solve it. Yes, we've got a problem of communication and we need to find why it happens in order to solve it. Does it make sense to you? Otherwise, you'll be the next 30, 40, 50 years and the next lifetime. And like next lifetime, like today, you have a problem with communication. You know that everything is communication. This is not new. I'm not the first person that said that and not the last one. But so what? It doesn't get solved. Okay, so 2 minutes you go to a seminar and for 2 weeks or 1 week you communicate better, but it's not actually solving the problem. Everyone, all the problems in this universe are the same. It's not that one person have this source and this person this source and this person this source, because the physical universe, the way people behave is mechanical. The spirit is different. The mechanics are the same. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to fix anything. So, here we go. For as long as you do not have the exact handling of why you decided it was best not to communicate, you will not have. How do you improve your communication with someone if it keeps attacking you when you're trying to explain? This is what you need to learn. We will learn that in the seminar. Someone drew on my screen. How dare you draw on my screen? On my screen. Okay, let's see. Let's find this thing. Where is it? Annotation. And let me clear the annotation. I think it is this thing. Clear drawing. Okay, is that better, Kali? Okay, perfect. Perfect. So, for as long as you do not have an exact handling of why you decided it was best not to communicate, you will not have. You'll not have what? You'll not have what? Success? Yes. Exactly. Yes. You will not have life. Objects do not communicate. They wait. They respond. They only react. Being initiate, beings create, they bring something out of nothing. Beings reach outwards. Beings expand the world forward. Beings are cause, while things are effect. The dead do not communicate, and therefore they do not have. A dead person do not have a body, do not have friends, do not have family, do not have anything anymore because he decided it is best not to communicate. The same is the insane. The insane do not have because they decided it is best not to communicate. All insanity is just a decision that it's better not to communicate. For as long as you communicate with your past, you are not communicating. Do you understand? A child in a good condition communicates freely with everything and everyone, with people, with objects, and even with what others call dead. Ask them and you will see. And so, understand this. You have only what you can communicate with. Get with my past, I'm not in communication, 100%. You understood 100%. You have only what you can communicate with. You have only what you are willing to bestow life into. If you don't give life into it, if you think that it's bad, so obviously you're not going to bestow life into it, so you're not going to have it, so it will be against you. You cannot control it. Whatever exists in your world, whether it nourishes you or poisons you, lives there because you have bestowed life into it. Anything that happens in your world, whether it is nourishing or whether it is a poison, it is there, it lives because you gave it life. If you are sick, you're making yourself sick. If you are rich, you're making yourself rich. If you are tired, you're making yourself tired. You first become an object, and then you don't have time. Objects don't have time. People make time. And hear this clearly. The only thing wrong with you is that you were convinced not to communicate, not to bestow life into things. So there is nothing more important than learning how to communicate. You were taught to silence yourself, to withdraw, to disconnect, to kill yourself while keeping the body alive. Are you with me? If you don't communicate, you are actually dead. Despite the fact that many believe that if you think the right thought, you will have no left thought, the truth is far different. Despite the fact that many believe that if you think the right thought, oh, I just need to think right thought, right thought, right thought, I will not have left thought and everything will be okay, yes? The truth is something totally, totally different. Yes. Yes, it's totally different. It is communication, not thoughts, that bestow life into things. It is action that brings about agreement. In fact, thought are a substitute for action, and hence, any communication is better than none. You see, communication is action, so if you think you cannot communicate, are you with me? Yes. And hence, any communication is better than none, and any action is better than none. The wrong thing to do is nothing. The secret behind every millionaire, world-class genius, and super successful businesses is the same: mastery of communication. Just mastery of communication. So why? Why would anyone ever reduce even stop the communication? Why? Why will anyone stop his communication? Why would you decide it's best not to talk? Why do you decide it's best to hide? Why do you decide it's best to be shy? It's best not to try. It's best to be afraid. It's best to not like. It's best to be disgusted by something. We're causing harm. How important it is? Good question. Being wrong, yes. Think you add more harm than good, yes. You avoid causing harm, needing to be right, trying to solve problems. Okay, so the first thing to know is the why is always before. If I have a problem here, if this is a problem, what caused the problem is before the problem. Do you agree with me? If this is the problem, the cause is always before. Do you agree? Yes? No exception. Excellent. So let me ask you, what comes before communication? What comes before communication? Affinity, yes. Willingness, beingness, admiration, decision. The being takes a viewpoint, yes. Reality, taking point of communication from, affinity and willingness. I think affinity. Okay. Intent, yes. This is the single most important factor in communication. The reason you are not understood, the reason you did not close the client you tried to close, the reason money doesn't flow your way is not because you are a dirty Jew. The reason relationships fail, the reason health breaks down, the reason for every problem in your life, it is failed communication. So far, so good? But here is the problem. People already know communication is important. They study it, they practice it, they read books about it, and still they fail to communicate. So, of course, the reason is not failed communication, but something else. It has to be something earlier, something prior, something that comes before communication. How difficult will it be to throw a feather into a hole 1 meter away from you? Very small feather. I want you to throw it into a hole 1 meter away from you. How difficult it is? Quite difficult. Yes, very difficult. Exactly. Now, almost impossible, as the feather yield to the slightest airflow, gravity, even sound wave can alter its course. Is that correct? Now I want to get you to look at this. Imagine that I put the feather on an arrow. How difficult will it be then? Nothing, yes? Easy. Even if you cannot shoot, it's still much easier than throwing a feather. And if you cannot shoot, like anyone, you need to learn. That's why we have the communication course. Very easy. But notice something critical. I want you to notice something critical. You did not change the feather, you changed what carried it. You understand? Now, this is not a metaphor, this is physics. Every electromagnetic communication, every radio signal, every Wi-Fi signal, every phone call is made of two things. One is the message, the feather, and two is the carrying wave. Every communication has a carrying wave. Even when I talk to you, there's a carrying wave. Are you with me? You can think about it. You can think about it like that. Imagine there's an orchestra that's playing here, and I'm a singer. Okay? So if the orchestra do not play and I sing, it will never really arrive at the way that it will arrive fully. Is that correct or not? It will not be as beautiful, yes? If the orchestra play and I sing with the orchestra, it will be amazing. But if the orchestra play and I sing out of tune, there will not be communication. You will like, oh, I cannot hear it. True or false? The orchestra is the carrying wave. What you sing is the message. And when there's no orchestra, when the carrying wave is missing, the message will not arrive. And when the message is obscured, it's not in line with the orchestra, the message will not arrive. And there is never a message without a carrying wave. Never. In this universe, there's never a message without a carrying wave. Never. Ever. Every communication has a carrying wave. Are you with me? Every message has a carrying wave. The message does not travel on its own. It rides on something, always. If the carrier is weak, distorted, misaligned, then the message fail, no matter how perfect the message is. So the communication is this. What the singer is the communication. The orchestra is the carrying wave. And you don't know anything about the orchestra. You only know about what you want to say. The message comes from you, the orchestra comes from the other side. You are never the orchestra and the message. So the truth is that you've got a message, and the other person put the orchestra out. He puts the wavelength that allow you to put the message on. So the message move on his carrying wave, and if you don't know what his carrying wave is, your message will never arrive. It's not the intention, it's something that has within it intention. The intention is a manifestation of something. Yeah, the problem is always the carrying wave, not the message, because the message is there. You have something to say. Everyone wants to create an effect. Yes, this is a big wow. This is the one thing that no one actually understands. They try to fix the wrong problem. They try to fix the message. They try to teach you how to talk. The problem is not how you talk. The problem is the carrying wave. Are you with me? So you agree that if you communicate better, you'll have more money, blah, 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 blah. So you try to fix the communication and you just forgot that the problem is always before. The source of the problem is always before. And no one tell you, how do I actually get this carrying wave? What is this carrying wave? How do I actually get it? Where do I learn about it? How do I see it? What is it? Are you with me? So, what is the carrying wave in human relations? What is the carrying wave? What is the carrying wave in human relations? No idea. The viewpoint, emotions, intention, tone, the willingness to see their viewpoint. How is the tone is the carrying wave? Understanding how is intention is the carrying wave. Let's say that I'm with you, but how does it work? Carrying wave is this. There is a wave that the message is carried on. How is it working? I'll go with you, emotion. I'll go with you with anything you want, but explain to me how. Because I need to understand how, because otherwise I'm just saying something kind of automatically, yes? But the communication has nothing to do with anything because the feather is very clear. But if I don't have the arrow, the feather will not arrive. You are the carrying wave? So what, am I going to stretch your body, or how is you are the carrying wave? You are either, if you're talking you, the nothingness, so there is nothingness, so it's not a carrying wave. Are you with me? So let's say that I duplicate the viewpoint. How it is the carrying wave? Are you with me? Do you see that there's something here missing? You have answers, but if you really confront them and say, okay, fine, explain to me how does it actually work? Not just a statement. Let's say I'm with you, it's emotion, okay? Explain to me here, draw to me how emotion take the message across. How? Emotion have frequency. Okay, so why if they have frequency? But words also have frequency. And clapping also has frequency, and music also have frequency. Try to put your message on music. How does it work? You understand how? Not just saying something. I want you to actually look a little bit more than just saying something that say, okay, fine, so I have an answer and I don't have to really look how it works. Are you with me? The tone has to match. So let's say the tone match. So how does it work? I'm not arguing with you. It has to match, but how does it work? Actually, if it's matched, it's not good. There will not be a flaw. In the physical universe, if you match it, there will not be a flaw. Are you with me? Do you understand? Leads to common understanding. So I have a common understanding. Let's say I have a common understanding. This is me, and this is another person, and we have a common understanding. We agree that black is beautiful. Okay, so now how does it, black is beautiful, how does that act as a carrying wave to the feather? Reality. We have common reality. Black is beautiful. How? You understand? I'm looking at how, not just, oh, someone says something and now I'm saying it again and it's, oh, okay, it's the tone. Okay, it's the tone. Okay. But how? How? I'm not saying that it's incorrect. I'm not saying it's correct. I'm just asking how. It's the wavelength. Okay. How? Wavelength means the distance between two peaks. How distinct that carrying my message? Do you understand what I'm asking? I'm asking you to not just automatically give an answer. Oh, it's God. It's an automatic answer. Yes. Oh, it's physics. Or it's proteins. Or it's, I don't know, whatever words that you're using. Intention. Okay, so show me how intention. How does intention work? Words used to communicate are understood between two people. Yes, there is two things that I understand, a feather, but the feather still do not arrive to the whole. Yeah, gluten, yes, exactly. Do you understand that there is something here? Do you understand that something is not really understood? So if you don't have knowledge, of course, you will not be able to take responsibility, you will not have control, and you will not have the income from the communication. Are you with me? It's hard to confront because, of course, everyone knows what communication is. Of course, I've learned, I know that I need to match the wavelengths, I need to match the tone. But how does it actually work? You know it for a long time and still you have a lot of communication problems, no? You know it for a long time, but still you have a lot of communication problems if you live on Earth. So obviously something is missing. Language. So the language is the message, no? Of course, if you don't have a message, if you cannot see the feather, you will not see the feather. That's a different problem. But the problem is assuming we have the same language. Still, there's no communication. Assuming that you have eyes and you can see the feather. Are you with me? So far, so good. We need to learn it. We need to learn it. We have to learn it. This is really why I'm doing this seminar. This is really, yeah, basically to know that you don't know is to know a lot. To know that you don't know is to know a lot, because then we can handle it. If I wouldn't recognize that everyone don't know that, then I would not handle it. For a long time, I thought that everyone understand what nothingness mean. I was sure everyone understand what nothingness mean. But then I realized that most people don't understand what nothingness mean. So I could explain it. But before that, it didn't cross my mind that I need to explain a nothingness. It didn't cross my mind that someone will think that nothingness is zero. Although he knows there's not two words that are the same in the whole English dictionary. Yes, Shemaya. Are you with me? Do you understand? So recognizing that I don't know something, like I didn't know people don't know what nothingness is. So I never explained it. I didn't know that most people don't understand what time means. For me, it was very obvious. Time is the interchange of spaces. For me, it was very simple, like the simplest thing in the universe. Never thought that it will be a problem to anyone. So I never explained it. Are you with me? So this is the subject of the 7-day seminar I'm about to deliver starting March 14 in Cape Town. Okay? It's making sense because we know communication fixes everything, but we don't know it. Yes, exactly. But we don't do it because that not the problem. Exactly. It is before communication. Exactly. Okay, now, and I want to give you a taste of what we are going to talk about, because you will think from what I spoke to you right now one thing, but I'm going to give you something, just a recording of the video. The video will come later, but I want to give you just a taste of what it is. Okay, are you ready? I need your full attention. It's like 3 minutes or 4 minutes, but if you will really listen, you will see that something will happen in your universe just by this small part of this. I think the whole video is like 13 or 14 minutes. I'm going to give you 3 or 4 minutes. So far, you ready? I'm going to give you just the voiceover and the words. So here we go. Before memory, before language, before history fractured itself into heroes and villains, there was you, there was you, there was you. Not as a body, not as a name, but as knowingness. And you traveled. You loved to visit a world where gravity was gentle and beauty had no edges. A world untouched by fear. A place where beings came not to survive, but to admire. Where beings always strive. It was not called Earth. It was called Tigyak. Tigyak was never meant to be ruled. It was never meant to kneel. It was meant for endless spring, for play, for wonder, for life allowed to be too much. In the old maps of the cosmos, it rested on the far rim of a spiral galaxy, Sector 9, the home of the old Confederation. Far from capitals, far from councils, in a place where power forgets how to listen. It was a wildlife world, a sanctuary, a place where life was allowed to be excessive, forests that swallowed continents, creatures that filled the skies and sang through the seas, a living museum of existence itself. And travelers came, not to conquer, not to extract. They came the way one goes on holiday, to remember what life felt like before fear learned to organize itself. And for a very long time, that was enough. But far away, in the crowded inner systems, 76 words, packed beyond breath, pressure built, willingness collapsed inward, limitations were worshipped, too many beings, too many lives, too little mercy. And from within that pressure rose a being of immense power and almost no love. A being who did not hate life, but no longer trusted it. About 75 million years ago, he looked at those 76 crowded planets, 150 billion per planet, and he did not see laughter, he did not see longing, he did not see love. He saw numbers, he saw problems, he saw overpopulation, he saw an equation that needed to be solved. And so, he chose Tigyak, not because it was guilty, but because it was quiet, because it was beautiful, because it was far away. He spoke words that sounded kind, security, safety, order. And the majority came. They trusted. And then the sky burned. Not in a rage, not in a chaos, but as a variable in the final equation. An atomic fire unleashed not to punish, but to correct an imbalance in his equation.
Mountains vanished, oceans screamed themselves into steam, forests disappeared without the time to fall, to burn, to say goodbye. Bodies, in a single merciless instant, turned to glass, still shaped like love, still reaching as existence went silent. But knowingness did not die. Knowingness cannot die. Knowingness never does.
Okay, that's a taste. It's just only few minutes out of the whole story. Yes, it is going to be amazing, powerful, and you will see the reason you cannot communicate has a lot to do with actually what happened. So, the seminar. The current price for the 7-day seminar for existing student is $6,900. First-time student, only $3,900. It's like really nothing for 7 days. Do that, divide by 7, and you will see that your doctor charge you more per hour. From tomorrow, February 18, prices increase to existing student 7,500, new student 4,390. You can lock in today's price and secure your seat with a non-refundable $1,000 deposit. Okay, that's our offer, and I suggest that you will be there. Optional, 2 extra days of seminar with me, making it total of 9 days. If you're joining the additional 2 days, it costs 35% of the 7-day seminar fee for you. But if you are in the inner circle member, you attend the extra 2 days for free, totally for free. So you pay, I don't know, $6,900 for 9 days. It's like $690 per day. It's nothing. It's nothing. It is like $69 per hour. It's like, I think you paid, I don't know, anyone more than that. If you have any question or want to join or need help making it, email gal@gprosperity.com or WhatsApp gal at +27 71 207 0438. See you there. Thank you. Ta-dam. Thank you. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for Gali for checking the English and making it readable for you or understood for you. Thank you for Anna for preparing all the presentation and all the setup around the aesthetics. Of course, thank you for everyone in the office and for Hadari that making an amazing job getting you to be in this amazing, powerful free webinar. And if you want a life, join the seminar. There is nothing more important than it. I promise you. If you want a life, and I'm talking about not just this life, I'm talking about the next life and the next life and the next life. I will sell a kidney to be in this seminar. That's what I would do because I know what's in it. Okay. Thank you. I love you. And I will see you at the seminar because I'm in a dark mode and I've done this thing because I thought that no, everyone needs to know about it. Everyone have to know about it. So see you there. I love you. Bye-bye.